Welcome to my first YouTube video. Um, my name is Claire and I'm a Claire Everything psychic medium. I'm a Reiki master and teacher. I'm a person-centered counsellor for children and adults. Person-centered is based on working with empathy, being genuine and having unconditional positive regard or unconditional love for people. Just basically being a non-judgmental person to listen and feedback what you say to them, and you'd be surprised how much that really does help to have somebody listen to you in that very present way that isn't really very common nowadays with this busy sort of world that we live in, where you say something to your partner and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, and they turn the telly off or whatever. Whatever kind of, hopefully that's not the case, but I'm sure that is for many people. So basically, I'm also a holistic coach, and the things that I work with are very much self-love and self-respect, just teaching people to love themselves a wee bit more. I take great influence from people like Louise Hay, Doreen Virtue, Gabrielle Bernstein, people like that. There's too many to mention. I'll be here all day. Confidence. As a child and a teenager, and really even a younger adult, I did suffer from low self-esteem and confidence, and it took me a long time to accept my gift and put it out there in the world. But I'm grateful that when I did start putting myself out there, giving things like free readings, it was actually exactly 2 years ago this month, that I was really well received, and then I later, luckily, serendipitously got led to a local crystal shop, and I was offered to work there doing readings and doing the Reiki, and I really thrived for about a year until unfortunately my friend had to shut the shop due to personal reasons. But I very much look forward to something happening again with that in the near future. But for now, I'm kind of going solo, and it is a bit scary. Kind of makes me appreciate what I really had going on in the shop, and wish that I'd kind of made a wee bit more of more of a go of it and put a wee bit more effort in. But there you go, that's life, it teaches you. I'm still very close friends with my friend that owned the shop, and yeah, and I'm just very grateful. I don't forget my roots. But yeah, that was a wee bit of the background about how I came to be here, just to sort of acknowledge that I do feel I've got quite a powerful gift in helping to empower and inspire people to really go for what it is that they want to go for, because I'm a great believer in whatever it is you're really scared of, it's because you really are meant for that. I think sometimes that fear is there because we really know that on the other side of it, there's great things. And so anyway, I kind of went off track there a little bit. So I suppose all that's left to say is that I am going to go ahead and do a short video really. I'm going to pull one card each for each of the star signs. So my intention is that this will be guidance for each of the star signs, and so that will be whether it is your sun, moon or rising. And and that if you enjoy it, but I mean, I know this will be a short video, so you won't maybe not be able to get too much of an idea how I read, but if for any reason you are called to even sort of investigate whether you'd like to have a personal reading with me or not, or healing, then I'll leave my email in the description box for how to contact me. And yeah, if you enjoy this, please like it and subscribe to be updated with any more videos that I put up, and I'll just get on with it now. Right, so I am going to do Aries first. So what guidance do you need to know for the month of January 2017? I feel this one on the bottom change. Right, so what I feel for Aries is January brings a lot of change, and we all know that lots of people can feel a little bit anxious when it comes to change, but I'm sorry to say I am I'm an Aries sun, Scorpio rising, Sagittarius moon. I'm really very blunt, and I just call it as it is. And this year's all about change. I feel every year is, but this really is a really big year for change. And the changes that you're going through are positive. So just know that the whatever sort of uncomfortable feelings you're going through, you just need to move through them to get to the other side. And I say that because this horse is obviously black, so it's like I feel like that is representing, the dark night of the soul. And having gone through that myself last year, I believe I go through things first in advance, so that I'm here to help other people and be of service. So just know that if you are one of those people that's going through something that's a little bit tricky and feelings coming up that you're not finding easy to deal with, just know that it will pass. And it really is, there's a theme of change, because I was drawn now to pull this other card, and it's got try something new. You'll only know you can do something if you try. And what's quite funny about that is obviously I'm an Aries sun, and this is me trying something new, so I think Spirit are just sort of giving me a little thumbs up there as well. Right, so the next card I'm going to pull is Taurus. What guidance do we need to know for January? Right, so Taurus, love heals fear. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people to be less afraid. So that really sort of ties in with the Taurus people I know in my life. It's like the Taurus energy is such a beautiful energy, and they're just very grounded, and they don't like the drama, and they like kind of peaceful environments, and they love the beautiful things in life. I was just saying this to my Taurus friend about an hour ago. They like beautiful food, they like beautiful people. They're actually quite picky about who they spend their time with too. They like to nurture the relationships around them, and they very much kind of will get out of a situation if they feel like it's not really, if it's not a loving environment. In my experience, they really don't like drama. They like everybody to, they want to feel the love and not the fear. So I suppose this is what the guidance that's coming through for Taurus for January is, just, use that loving energy. If you come up against people that are a bit prickly, just use that loving, grounded energy that you've got, and the ability to see the beauty and even the ugliest of people, I'm drawn to say. Just use that, because it really is a gift that you've got, Taurus. And the card that came up as well is definitely yes. The answer to your question is a strong yes. I'm just going to pull another one for that. Right, so give me some more guidance on what Taurus need to know for January. This is sticking out. Pets. You love and understand animals. So obviously that won't be for every Taurus, but for some Tauruses watching this, there's a real acknowledgement that you love your pets and your animals, and you get a lot of joy from them. And I'm just laughing because the friend that I was talking to loves her dog, so that's really quite funny. And there is a look, it's the horse talking to the dog, so that's quite funny. Yeah, and change. So just be aware that you're going through that change for a reason too. It's benefiting you. Sorry, Taurus are getting chucked a lot of cards. Right. So Aries, Taurus. What's next? Gemini. I need to do these cards. So guidance for January 2017 for Gemini. Take the next step now. Right, so Gemini, whatever it is that you have been procrastinating about, researching, waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time, by the way. Believe me, this doesn't feel like the perfect time to me, especially not in a Mercury retrograde. But, just take a step. Like, I've, for instance, Spirit do this with me. They use my own examples to help hammer home a point. So if you feel like I'm going on about myself, that's why. Just feel like I need to explain that one. In my situation, I was like, I've not got a lot of energy, or maybe not feeling well today, or nothing's, I've not cleaned the environment out. It's not perfectly, it's never going to be perfect. Just take one step. Like my step is that I've decided to pull a card or two for each sign and get that video up, because it takes about 1,000,000 years for a YouTube video to load. and just see how I'm received. And if it's not well received or it's not that well received, I'll just, try another one and just keep trying different things, basically. Don't give up at the first hurdle. And I feel like we need another one, Gemini. Oh, forgiveness, right. So I feel there is something that's still holding you back and dragging on from last year, and it is that you need to forgive someone. And it could even be that you need to forgive yourself, but you really do need to forgive. And a good one to do is the, I'm going to say this wrong, but it's Ho'oponopono, I think you call it. And it's, you basically say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And you just say that over and over again, and you think about the person that you want to forgive. And actually, I'm sure in the story of it, it's that in the book that I was listening to, that they said that, like, actually, that can be for yourself, like, forgiving yourself for not knowing what you didn't know at the time when you made the decision that you maybe feel was wrong, kind of thing. Yeah, Gemini, right? So now we're on to Cancer, and we're going up. We want to do the fairy tarot. I'm kind of not rushing, but I'm trying not to make this too long because I can whip her on like you wouldn't believe. And also, I hate it when the video cuts off. I don't like the word hate, but anyway, it came out. Right, so Cancerian, balance. Oh, that's really interesting because I tried to do I did do a tester before this, but I just kind of, I lost my nerve a bit, I suppose you could say it. But it's quite funny because I did pull the number 14. Look, it's sitting there. I pulled 14, and that was for Cancerians. It just shows you how much better in control of this because I've picked up a different deck of cards. I've just pulled 14 again, balance. So what I said before was I feel like the 14th, which I believe is a Saturday, the 14th of January, it's going to be a key date for Cancerians, and that really makes sense because it is the Cancerian full moon on the 12th, so the energy will still very much be around on a full moon. And I'm a great moon lover, and I love astrology. I'm by no means an astrologer, but I'm teaching myself more and more every day, and I do plan to actually teach myself it officially. But I do know a lot about the moon, and I channel stuff intuitively. What I do know is, Cancerian, it's common knowledge that is the sort of tagline for Cancerian is I feel. It's all about the feelings. So this full moon will be very interesting. It'll, for people that love the feels and the feelings like me, it's like, I'll probably be okay with it, but I might not. Now I've said that, I might not be. But other people that are maybe not so comfortable with sharing their feelings, this full moon could be, bringing up feelings, but better out than in, I say, and you've got to feel it to heal it. But the words on this card, I'm not always drawn to read the words, but I'm drawn to read these words. Take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution, take your time, there's no need to rush. So if you feel like you can't make a decision about something, just don't, just sit with it. We're in Mercury retrograde, this is a time of rest and reviewing all the ways you can think of. Just try and stay with the feelings just now and let them be what they are, don't try and push it. Because, wow, that's cool. That is, when I've done this before, I pulled True Love card for Cancerians. Where is it? I'm not going to be able to find it. But, what's that actually? Oh yeah, look. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire, right? And then in this pack, I've pulled falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So that really ties in with it being a full moon and with it being a full moon in Cancerian. Well, in Cancer, sorry. So that looks like a pretty intense one, Cancers. Right. The next thing is after giant columns. Sorry if I miss one out, and I'll do it at the end, or I'll maybe need to add it on if I don't remember. Right. I'll have a list next time. It's because I've done it so improperly. Right. So for Leos, magnify your intentions, baby breath flower. Oh, that's a funny name. Choose a specific goal to work toward. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help you. Now, I know a lot of Leos in my life, and that is so true. So they're always jumping around and having fun and singing and dancing and doing whatever, which is great, but it's like, just choose one thing to work on and work towards it. Keep your eye on the prize and work towards it. That's what I'm hearing. And open your third eye. It's safe for you to open the centre of your clairvoyance. By doing so, you'll see the truth. So I feel there might be some Leos out there that are a little bit afraid of the awakening that they're maybe going through, or picking up on, you know, things through their psychic senses, through their clairs, like what I mentioned earlier. That, you know, just open up to it. It's safe to do it now, and the sooner you do it, the better things are going to be. And because it leads to your healing. You are healed. Calendula pot marigold. The healing you've prayed for is on its way. So by allowing yourself to tune in more to your psychic gifts, but really your intuition. So it's just when you get a hunch about something and you think, I shouldn't go to that party, or maybe need to wait before I do that thing. Like, you know, just trust that, because that's coming through for a reason. And right after Leo comes, oh, I know, right. I'll just bide the time a little bit. I have a feeling I'm going to forget if I don't do this. Right, I've got, thank you very much, Spirit. I've got a book here that isn't an astrology book, but look, the Astrological Cookbook. I found it when I was helping a decluttering client. It's also a friend. But I've done Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancerian, Leo. Oh God, what's right? It was Virgo. Oh well. There you go. Just a wee lesson that I need to trust myself. Right, so we'll go on to Virgo. This is called Being Imperfect, guys. It's called Being Authentic. Nothing needs to be perfect to get the job done. So, Virgos. Oh, and that's so fun. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Like, that just shows you how much I'm channeling, because what I just said there is typical of Virgo. Virgos like perfection. They like things to be perfect, so much so they could almost stop themselves from going ahead with doing it because it needs to be perfect. Try something new. You'll only know if you can do something if you try. So, again, I'm sure this card came up for one of the other signs. It's about just going there for, like, just attempting it. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect, and that's obviously why Spirit done that with me there. Like, yeah, should I have had a list of the star signs? It's not that hard to do. I've got loads of astrology things around my books that I could have prepared in advance. But is it that big a deal that there's a couple of minutes? It wasn't even a couple of minutes, was it? It was like 10 seconds or something, and I found a book that's got the list of the star signs. No, it's not a big deal. And at the end of the day, if it really bothers you that much, then go and watch somebody else. Sorry to be blunt, but it's like, nobody's forcing you to watch this. But you need to decide. You need to decide what it is you want to do and how you want to do it, because that's when you can start, really. I mean, I was on the friend to my very grounded Taurus friend there, and I need people that ground me, because I'm always flying off with angels and just my head's in the clouds, really. And she said, you know, well, if you need to do a blog, you know, just say to yourself you're going to start a blog by Friday, or, you know, I was like, no, but I want to do the YouTube. I feel that's what I need to do. She's like, right, well, just decide on one of those things, Claire, and do it. You know, and it really is that simple. And this says it's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. So I feel there's a few Virgos that are in that position. Yeah, because it's about finishing what you started. You started something important, and now it's time to complete it. So, and that would make sense for Mercury retrograde. So bear in mind, you know, a lot of the big astrologers that I love, they'll say things like, you know, like, watch all the star signs, because there'll be something. There's a bit of every star sign in all of us, and I totally believe that too. It's like, you know, and especially when these are quite short. Wow, that means something. I just dropped all of these. What's the next thing that I need to go on? Libra, right, Libra. I just nearly dropped the whole deck of cards there, so I really feel like some of you Libras are losing your shit. Like, just kind of, Libras like the harmony, they like the peace, they like everybody to get on, but I'm sorry, life's not like that, and it's just not authentic, it's not real. It's not real and raw how us Scorpio people like it, and sometimes you do need to rock the boat a bit. And I know all about that because I'm Aries, and Libra is opposite Aries and star sign, so I've got a lot of close friends that are Libras and Libras in my life, but it's like sometimes we can come at loggerheads because we just would come at from things from different angles. But it doesn't need to be like that, or for long anyway. When like either at least one of you, or ideally the two of you, can see that there is a blessing in the way that the two of you come towards a decision, and at the end of the day, you don't need to agree on everything, but you can learn from each other. And what's really coming in for me is, Aries kind of just, they're very open and honest and say it like it is, and they just lay it out on the table. And yeah, it can make people feel a bit awkward at times, but at least it's sort of laying it out there. And what Libras can tend to do is they want to and they won't do it because they feel like it's not natural to them. But it's also not natural to hold that all in if you've got something to say, because your voice matters, Libra, and it needs to be heard, and it's about bloody time it's heard. But also with that, like, that equally goes for Aries, right? Like, sometimes Aries, you need to rein it in, sometimes you're a bit too much for people, but at the same time, you need to be yourself, so you just need to sort of pick and choose your moments. There's no right and wrong. It's just we're all different, we need to appreciate that. So the card for Libra is, become the true you. Show the world who you really are and what you were born to do. So there we go. That really sort of ties in with what I said, is that it's all very nice to be love and light and spreading the love. I love Libras. They're here to, we're actually, I'm pretty sure that Libra, is it Venus in Libra or Jupiter, something like that, is about, the Libra energy is about, and that's what's going to be bringing a lot of really powerful soul connections together, a lot of like twin souls that have been separated, or just soulmates in general that that they need to get together now because they've been separated too long. It'll be a lot of people reuniting and sort of finding each other again. And the next card I've pulled is Uplift Your Thoughts, Orange Lily. Focus your attention on the many blessings that surround you. By doing so, you'll let go of depression, poor self-esteem and excess weight. So I feel like that could be going on for a lot of the Libras. You're maybe feeling a bit out of sorts because you're becoming the true you that maybe feels a bit uncomfortable, because believe you me, I've not got Libra on my sign. I don't know if I've got it anywhere, but it doesn't always feel comfortable for me to put myself and do things like this, but it is the true me, so I'm becoming the true me. And guess what? When you become the true you, that opens your heart up to a lot of love, and a lot of romantic love, so it could spice up your current relationship or bring in a new one. And that really ties in, because when you become the true you and you uplift your thoughts, law of attraction, guys, watch The Secret if you haven't seen it, or Abraham Hicks, you attract your perfect partner, or the imperfect perfect partner for you. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you'll be met with the true passion you seek. So it's really just Spirit pointing out there that when you're holding in your true feelings, or like your anger to someone, you're only hurting yourself, and you're not being true to yourself. So it's okay for you to let it out, Libra. Right, Scorpio. Right, what one are we going to go on? Magical Unicorn. I love these cards. Someone was asking earlier in a group that I'm on, like, what cards are good for kids. These Magical Unicorn cards by Doreen Virtue are meant for kids as well, because they're just quite simplified, but actually I love them. Like, they've got like really quite straight to the point and nice simple messages. Sometimes we do complicate these things. Right. Wow. Right. You are gifted. You're very intelligent and talented. So I feel like there's a lot of Scorpios out there that really need to be told this. Like, I don't know if you're aware, but like Scorpio is, alongside Pisces, one of, like, if not the most psychic sign, they are one of the most psychic signs. And I've just recently discovered that my 8th house is in Scorpio, which means explains a lot about my life and why I'm so intense. And it just means very, very deep. And it's just, it's a gift that some people can be a little bit scared of, to be honest with you, and find it a little bit too raw and real. It's definitely what I experienced in my counselling training. But, again, a little bit like the Libra card I've just pulled before this, that's me, and I'm raw and real, and it was said to me that I give people the gift of rawness. Well, so be it then. I quite like that. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I always say this, but it's so true. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's shot of whiskey. And I'd rather be that way than trying to please everyone. And when you put your gift out into the world, something very good will happen. Is about to happen. Happy surprise. So I feel that for a lot of Scorpios out there, it's like by accepting the gifts that you're given, which could be, and bear in mind, I'm just thinking, God, this maybe does tie in for me, well, I hope it does. I'm a Scorpio rising, so it ties in for me. It's like I'm accepting my gift and putting out there, and hopefully that does mean that abundance is coming in my way in many forms, because I'm just being myself. And that isn't necessarily money. It's like money, happiness, love, everything, just because I've decided to be myself, and it really is that simple. And that's what I feel is happening for a lot of Scorpios. It's like, I don't think you've been appreciated for how deep feeling you are, and how much you can just see through everyone's bullshit. And what else for Scorpio? Oh, pets. Oh, that's funny. Again, on a group I'm in, a girl was asking if Scorpio people are particularly good with pets, and yeah, I do feel that, you know, animals really attune to people that are very loving and deep, and like, I do feel that, you know, it's got the dog on it. I'm sure it's came up for Taurus, or it did in one of the practice ones I done. And it's just about, like, yeah, animals can see through people a bit like children, and they do tend to like Scorpio people. That's been my experience anyway. Kids and babies especially, but babies, children, animals have always been drawn to me, probably more than adults. And do you know what? I'm quite proud of that. It's alright with me. Right, so Sagittarius, what do we need to know for January 2017. Right, this card. Oh, right, Sagittarius. Right, victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. So whatever it is that you've been edging towards, whether it's just baby steps or big, huge strides, keep doing it, because you are the most powerful manifestors of the zodiac, I believe, Sagittarius. So keep believing in that power, because it's working. Just have patience. Now is the time to learn, study and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. And again, like, that's quite good for me, because I know that does make sense, because I'm a Sag moon, so that's definitely not coming from me, because I think I do need to be telling myself that sometimes, which is good. Right, so go outside, and that's for Sagittarius too. You have been indoors too, oh my god, that was hilarious. You've been indoors too long, go outside and get some fresh air. Now this is Spirit just taking the piss a bit, to be honest with you, because I was saying earlier that I've become a bit too agoraphobic, and I'm not really going outside, so I do need to get some fresh air. So I do feel that will tie in with other Sagittarius as well, whether it's your sun, moon or rising. And so the next one we're going to go into is Capricorn. Give us a card for Capricorn. And we've just came out of that lovely Capricorn new moon. I hope that got you a bit more focused, although it will have been a bit strange, especially today when I'm filming this, because we're on the 4th of January and we're in a Pisces stellium, I believe it's called, where a lot of the planets are all in Pisces, and the last time that happened was, I think it was 3 years ago. And I'm getting that knowledge from the amazing Leo King, who I discovered not that long ago actually, which is quite crazy, but I think he's been around a long time, but I'm really glad that I have found him, because I absolutely adore his work and love his authenticity, even the few F-bombs that he seems to be dropping. He's very genuine, and he also plays house music, and I love house music. That's combining my two favourite things. So anyway, Capricorn, Sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality, and yep, that's what I've recently been led to find out as well recently, is the Capricorn energy can just in general lead you to manifest great things, because Capricorn keeps going, like they keep going until they get their goal. Like, I think they're the goat on the mountain, so it's like, you know, they keep going and going and going, but they don't kind of, a lot of Capricorns maybe don't like all this sort of magical stuff, because they just see that it's like, no, if you take the steps to get there, you'll get there. Like, they maybe don't want all this sort of make a wish and it'll happen sort of thing. They're very much hard working, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, say, like, I'm being pushed by the Capricorn energy now, because I can be a little bit held back by fear and maybe even laziness. The next card for that's so funny. Although I just said they don't believe in making a wish, I don't know if I even said miracle there, but for Capricorn, Mother Mary expects a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and answered. So maybe, you know, maybe there's a few Capricorns out there that wouldn't like to admit that they've been praying or wishing, but just know that whatever it is that you've been putting out there, like, you know, that your angels and your guides and spirit are listening, and your answers are coming. Have patience. Maybe on that Cancerian full moon on the 12th. Guardian, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Nice card. Oh my goodness me. Right, I feel like I do need to do another one for Capricorn. Right, shit, this video is about to get on to 30 minutes, so I don't want it to cut off. Capricorn, another card, please. Acceptance, yes. So, acceptance with where you're at, and you know that you'll get there. And I do think what I just said about the full moon is true, because look, there's a big full moon behind her. So, look out for things happening around the 12th on that full moon. Right, now we're going on to Aquarius. The ones that like to be bold and out there and different, and they take pride in being different. But I feel they might need to apologise to somebody by the looks of it. So whatever it is that, and what I would say is, it's always the first person that pops into your mind when you heard me say that or you saw me say that. Yeah, whoever it is, like, that's who you need to apologise to. Only you're going to know that one. I'm going to show you another one though. Archangel Metatron. That's a really good card for Aquarius, actually, because they really do have such a huge knowledge about the universe and just sort of mystical goings on, and they are the universe, really. I don't know where that's coming from, I don't know if that's right, but send love. So whoever it is that you maybe upset or you feel like you need to apologize, send them love. Send them love. And here's a good meditation, actually. I can't remember what book that's out of, but I remember, I think it's in one of my, I don't know where it's from, but it's something about like going in a crystal cave, right, or something like that. Going to something that you feel comfortable in, and visualise yourself with the person that you want to apologise to, or maybe they've upset you, and just imagine having that conversation with them, telling them what you want to say, how much they've pissed you off, or how much you feel you're sorry for what you've done, and just picture it going really well, and before you actually do it in real life. And it does work. I've done it with people before. And just make a wish that's all going to go well. Because your friendship is worth salvaging. Right. So that was Aquarius, right. Pisces, last but not least, we're in all this Pisces energy. What cards do we got before that card? Oh no, I've just fucking went into the shot again. That's annoying. Oh well, I'll deal with it. I'm only going on to the internet, for Christ's sake. Sorry if I just offended anyone with my language there too. Right, so Pisces, past life healing, forget me not. This situation has been triggered by one of your past lives. Heal the past and you bring healing into the present. So that kind of really feels like it will be very, very in tune with a lot of Pisces, Sun, Moon and Risings. You're clearing a lot of karma right now, and that all that Pisces energy will be shifting out whether you like it or not. So just know that it's all unfolding as it should. And balancing out soulmate friendships, yeah. Your friendship work best when there's an equal share of gift and receiving. So again, that ties in with clearing karma. It's, maybe someone's been taking advantage of your nice Pisces nature. A lot of Pisces can be too loving and giving and too forgiving, and you need to